Okay, keeping your motorcycle tires at the right air pressure. So I wrote mine on my fender here. I probably shouldn't have wrote it this big, but I don't really, I'm not trying to keep my motorcycle all in top shape, pretty shape. I mean, it's still pretty in good shape, but I take this on the forest dirt road sometimes, so it's gonna get a little, messed up. But I could have put this, I could have wrote it smaller, but I just wrote it right here. You can see it on the camera. So now this is up to 198 pounds. I weigh like 150 to 60 usually right now, and I don't got much weight in these saddlebags. I only put this on in the saddlebags and what's in them. But if it's between, if it's up to 189 pounds, that's the front tire pressure, and that's the back. And I got it in my phone too. But if it's between 198 and like 430 pounds, it's a little higher. And you gotta adjust these shocks on both sides. Oh, okay, I could see it, but it's in the middle. I was looking at my book on, I don't know if you could see it. That shock, but you gotta adjust these depending on, if you could have more weight on here or not, or put it in the middle. So that's why I'm gonna keep my air pressure at. If you can see it on this video, just so you can make sure you can see it right there. Because I always forget, man. For some reason, my memory ain't the best nowadays. So what I do is I got me, since I'm camping out and I got my storage shed, I got me a battery tire inflator. But this also will plug into a car if you get the cigarette lighter adapter, which I just found out, but it didn't come with it that I recall. I think you gotta buy that separately unless I put it somewhere. But I'm only gonna do a little air, so I got a small battery. I only need a little air. Let's see, what is this? Is 18 volt. This is a small one, but I got the bigger batteries too. Like, say if I was gonna be so I got the 18 volt. This is the bigger battery right here. It's like double the size. Okay, this is the 4. I think this is the 2. It doesn't say it, but this is the 4.0, and they got bigger batteries than that too. But if I was gonna be, pumping up vehicle tires and stuff, I'd have a couple of those 4 batteries, or maybe even bigger ones, or maybe like 3 or 4 of those. But I'm only putting a few pounds in at a time, if this even needs any. So what, I need 25 on the front. You should take care of your bike and everything, but this motorcycle's in a get. I gotta check my shocks too, man. It's a little dirty right there. I wonder if you ever I'm trying to learn more maintenance on my motorcycle. But I take this, on dirt roads sometimes. It's gonna get dinged up, so I really don't care. I'm not gonna thrash it real bad. But here's a Slime digital air gauge. And you turn on, and right now, if you can see that, it says 0.0 psi. But if you hit this button, it'll go to, what does that say? I don't know if that says BAR, or it'll go to EPA, whatever all that stuff is. But I go to PSI. That's what I do. And once you turn it on, you just hit that button. If you keep hitting the button again, it'll go through all those. You just go back to PSI. This says the Slime Sports Gauge. And I don't know if that's the model number or what. I never took this apart. I don't know what kind of batteries are in here, but I didn't know you could switch the batteries. I might open this up one day and check out I'm sure they have like the watch batteries in here. Let me just put it on and get yourself a reading. I'm gonna have to do it over here. And I didn't put it on good enough. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna have to be able to look at it, I guess. Man, I'm gonna have to. I thought so I'll just put it up. I'll just roll it back a little bit, but I thought I could do this without having to look on it. It stays on it, if I recall, but hold on. I'll find out here real quick. Yeah, the more you do this, the more air you let out. So you might have to, I'm going to stare at this. Okay, shut off. So I'm going to turn it back on. And then, I guess you got to look at it when you do it. Yeah, so that's only a 19. Whoa, you know, I let probably a pound out or two every time you check it. So I'm down 6 pounds. Let me check that again. So yeah, you got to look at this screen. So you just push it to turn it on. When you want to turn it off, you hold it down and it'll turn off. And you push it again, it'll turn on. But yeah, it looked like it stayed on there that time. So we'll put it on. So it's at 19. Yeah, see, it stayed on. That's what it's supposed to do. But man, I'm 6 pounds low. And then to clear it out, you just hold it down to turn it off, and then you turn it on. But that's what it's supposed to do. I just wasn't getting it on there good enough. See, it's supposed to stay on there like that, so you don't have to look at the screen when you do it. So I'm gonna put 6 pounds in. If you can see that there. I'm gonna turn it off and reset it and turn it back on. I don't know if the battery's getting low in this, or maybe the evil's messing with me again. So on this thing, and this tells you, but it doesn't, it's not very accurate. So I want to really go by this. So we're gonna put this on. So you push this up and it's on. And it says it's 18, so that's pretty accurate right there. But when you do this, and I'll get up to 25. I'm gonna go ahead and go up to like 27, because it's not that accurate. So it's saying it's at 24. So maybe I'm learning to use this better. So yeah, I bet it was saying it's at 27, but if you just let it sit a minute and look at it. So I'm gonna go 1 more pound. Okay, so this is saying it's at 26. So let's see what my thing says. So 26.5. So, you know, you can be a pound over. It's not that big a deal. But I'm gonna go ahead and just let a little out. I think the evil was messing with me earlier with this thing, man. Because I've never had a problem with it before. So we're at 24. See, I just let that little bit out. And that was a couple pounds of air pressure. So this thing's pretty accurate. So I'm just gonna put another one in there. So this is saying 26. So when you put this on, you just push it in and push this up. And it'll be on, and take it off. You just push this down and take it off. So I'm just gonna leave it at 26. It was at 26 this time. So 25.5, that's good. And if it was at 26, you know, it's gonna lose a pound. You know, it's gonna lose some pressure anyways. But I'm surprised I was down at 19 pounds. Because last time I put air in these, I try to do it every month or two, but I think it was about, it could have been 3 or 4 months. But you can go down. I mean, that's not that big a deal. You can be at 19 pounds. You really don't want to be like, I think I don't really didn't know about keeping airs in the tires that much. And it was getting low. So I decided to check it one day because I could tell by how flat the bike was getting. Droopy, the tire was getting down here, and it was low. And now I check my tires all the time. But I mean, you can be down to 19, that's all right. Some people like it a little low. You don't want to go too low. But I like to just keep it where the book says. And this one I have to get the sprout, the tube thing on the bottom there, because that's the only way I can get in there to check it. I want a little towards the back, I think, and to put air in. So I wonder what this back one's gonna say. And even if you don't ride the motorcycle, you just gotta let it, if you're letting it sit for months, man, check the air. Okay, so that might be good enough. Or I might have to bring it up to here, because I think this is gonna be in the way. I think I might have to use my other gauge on this too. But since this, I know how to use this more. Because before, when I was putting air in it and it would reach, I want to let it just sit right there, and it would say it was a lot higher when it wasn't. But after you're done putting the air in, if you let it sit, it'll give you the true reading. So I might just start going by this. Okay, can I get that in there? I got another air gauge I use. That'll be all right.